Hey everybody, Robbie Rad here, hanging out on the corner edge of the lot. It'd be my northwest corner. It's always been a lot of water issues with this corner of the lot, and trying to do what I can, do a little bit more every year to try to deflect water that we don't want on the property, capture the water that's running off of the property, sink as much of it as we can, and let whatever might be problematic go. So, yeah, let's check out what we got going on. So, like I said, out here on the corner of the lot, this is what I've always referred to as Hazel Hill. As silly as that might seem to some of you, because, well, it's not really a hill, but if you look at just how incredibly flat it is here, for our context, even if it's only 2 foot high, it's kind of a hill. Maybe it's the Hazel Bump, I don't know. Either way. So we got American hazelnut here. Got pruned up the other day. Got another one here. They're about 6 feet apart. Here's one that I transplanted in that was up by the road. One that was originally there had died on me. And then we got another here. Yet another here. Been regrading all of this, taking earth out of here, reshaping and kind of smoothing out the berm. Also kind of filling in some of these low spots again because of all the water issues. And there's actually a 16-inch, maybe even 20-inch drain tile that these farmers did a couple years back, probably about 6-7 years ago now, that runs through all this. Unfortunately, I was in the hospital with my second child being born at the time, and they did it all. I came home to this part of my yard all being tore up, and they actually put it about 5 to 8 feet on my side of the property line, which is a little annoying. This farmer's really cool. He gave them permission to run it. It cuts straight back, cuts a 45 across, and connects to this field to the south of me, which is a big time farmer. Thinks they own everything, and they just kind of do what they want. So you can actually see some of the path it's cutting here as it comes through on the outside of this tree here. But this is all my land. Out to here, out to about that tree is right on the corner of the lot, probably about 10 feet or so past it, and then it comes and cuts in. But this is all my lot. But anyways, we got another hazel. This one was just transplanted in. These three that I transplanted in were up front by the road. I didn't really like the spot. Didn't like how close I put them to the road. The ones back here died, so we're filling in. And then this one here has been here since the beginning. This one's probably doing some of the best out of all of them. Pruned them all up, the ones that have been here. And then I just went through and sowed a bunch of calendula seed. There's some hanging out there. I sowed the whole berm on the in-between the hazels with home safe calendula seed. Try to capture this soil and put some roots in it of things we want before the weeds capture it. Yeah, that's a big part of what we've been doing. This used to be our Three Sisters garden. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. It's going to be the tail end or the north edge of the food forest as it connects to my 2 apples I have here. In hindsight, you know, I used to be super big into new agey kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff that came along with, you know, permaculture and gardening and blah, 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 Three Sisters, this and that. And, you know, now that I've been saved by Christ, I just feel a little too witchcrafty and ritualistic about the way this was being done. So I'm not doing it anymore because that's not of my God. So we're revamping stuff, changing stuff up, building fire piles everywhere with our prunings and deadfall. Let's walk back this way, see what we got going on with the swale. Phone might die. I didn't realize how dead my battery was when I started filming this. So here's the start of the swale. Don't judge me. It's very roughly cut into the earth. It has not stopped raining enough to really get a good kind of consistent grade, get the A-frame level out, and really finalize it. But it's going to cut in through here. You can actually see where I've roughly cut it with the shovel. And then it's going to kind of come out this way, even though this would be the path of least resistance. I want to try to increase this little area of my yard because ultimately this will be the only thing that's yard for my children and us to play and have fun in. Maybe have a little soccer field for them in here, and then all of this will become the food forest, and it widens as it goes out and connects up by the gardens. So it's doing some cool stuff here. It's gonna come around. I'm gonna regrade all this out to come into a nice grade into it. Nice mellow banks to resist erosion. It's gonna split like a Y around these 3 dead ash that I'm actually replacing with Nanking cherry. I think the chickens might have killed these, but it's got some color coming back into the stems. They completely uprooted the one in the middle, but the 2 on the ends may have survived. Not really sure. I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. I'll just have to hit up my buddy Sean and Sasha and Juan over at Edible Acres and hopefully get some new ones next year once I get more established. I'm going to be cover cropping all this after I fell these ash and just get them right out of the way and feed the wood stove with them. So then it's going to come back together. Cut through here. We got this bed shaping up nicely. Brought all this up around the American plum pretty well. This plum is doing amazing. Just opened up her center, gave her a nice pruning. Really excited. Can't wait for this thing to start making fruit for us. Been dropping all sorts of dead ash. Several came down this winter. More to do. And as you can see, I kind of just finessed it out. Swale stops for right here for now, but it's going to continue through this area that's essentially already cut for it. It's just got to be finalized. And literally, this whole area, this whole edge of the property was overgrown, much like this is right here. Probably good 25 foot thick of overgrown dead thicket. Lots of poison ivy, lots of wild grape. This one came down this winter. P.S. Don't buy cheap boat covers off Amazon. Buy a nice one. It's not worth it. I think it maybe lasted 2 years, and I've been picking up shredded pieces of it all winter and spring, which is obnoxious. Got the chickens are hanging out here. They're rummaging through the thick of it and getting stuff. I'm slowly, look at some of the poison ivy vine on some of this stuff. Just thick, gnarly, nasty buggers. Makes your skin crawl just looking at it. Look how thick that thing is. That's gnarly. Shiver me timbers. Anyways, elderberry hedge got pruned about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. She's looking a little gnarly. I think on this slightly lower side of it, I'm going to be digging a key line that brings it. The swale is eventually going to stop here. I don't want to bring it all the way up here because I think I might make this an access road for my little side-by-side, the mule that I'm working on rebuilding. So I'll be able to come in and access, bring materials and stuff in through this way and not have to go through the swale. It'll end right about even with the elder hedge. And if I buy more land from behind me, like I'm in talks with this neighbor of doing, so that we can have several small pastures, maybe quarter-acre pastures, if I get 2 or 3 acres behind me, and do some cool hedgerow, food forest, firewood, future firewood, windbreak, hedgerow stuff up there. Burn piles are everywhere. We've had these black cap raspberries, wild raspberries, that have just been self-sowing in what's going to be part of the future chicken run. So we're excited. We'll chop and drop the elderberry. This is the first year I've really been able to like chop and drop a bunch of the material from pruning them, because they're really starting to take off and kind of fill in, become an actual hedge and not just what I call a hedge. But we're slowly getting there. It's a little better every week. We get a little bit more chopped up every week. Get out of my garden, rooster. Go on now, get. Go on, get. Boy, I will whoop that at, you know what. Go on. No, you ain't getting in my garlic. Go. Go. Get. You just got to fluff your wings. I see you, Rusty Rock, over there. We got about 4 roosters right now from hatching out a bunch. And he's pooping himself over there. You better be scared. Way too many roosters in the flock right now. My neighbor's gonna be coming over one of these days. We're gonna be butchering a couple and making some rooster noodle soup. Anyway, garlic's coming in. I had it all nice and mulched up, but the chickens messed it up. But it is looking good and we're proud of it regardless. So, don't want to make this too long-winded. Don't want to go over stuff that I've already went over in my last little wander and ramble, but we're getting there. Stuff's happening. Been slowly tearing into this firewood out here. This elder hedge is looking real good. Daffodils are getting ready to pop. I'm going to be digging them bulbs up after they're done blooming. Wanting to spread a lot more blooms into here. I had a lot of echinacea growing right in this spot between these two elders. Harvested all the seed heads out of it, and I scattered it in between the elders all through this hedge to try to get more blooms in here throughout the season, keep the pollinators hanging out, and we're excited for it. I think it's going to work good. I also took a bunch of home-saved dill seed and spread it out through here, so again, we're having multiple blooms across the seasons. So if we can get the pollinators here, there will be hopefully, ideally, plenty of stuff for them, and hopefully they'll stay. Going to be doing more with these raspberries. I got some cool ideas because these are going to be in the future chicken run. Good food for them, snack food when we're romping in here for us, and so on and so forth. Like I said, been getting over here in the farmer's field and tearing into some of this. Winter's not even over and we're already working on firewood for the next. But it's a blessing to have. We're thankful to the Lord to be able to have it and not have to go far. My house is there, the wood's here. What do you think, Ladybug? Huh? What you thinking, babe? Thinking it's time to end this video, huh? Take care, y'all. Saturday. Tomorrow's a Sunday. Lord's Day. Hope y'all get some rest, spend some time with family, spend some time with the Lord. Take care.